It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, a cybersecurity solution to help protect all your connected devices, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, all supported by a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. Comcast Business will keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Gym sessions and sweaty summer activities are back, which means more funky smells in your clothes because sweat leaves behind bacteria that causes those hard-to-remove odors. Clorox fabric sanitizer products are ready to zap the stink out of fabrics in your home by getting rid of 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Eliminate odors in every load or sanitize fabrics between washes with one of our fabric sanitizer products. Search fabric sanitizer at Clorox.com to learn more. When it counts, trust Clorox. Use as directed.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
In the Business Catch in-game live. Get it all week long and all weekend long, only right here on Sports Grid.
You're listening to Sports Rage Late Night with Gabe Morency on Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM Channel 204.
Scumbags! Let's rage! Sports Rage with Gabe Morency. Rage all you want. Level 2. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabe Morency. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust up, and everybody else in between. We're kicking it. It's a Thursday night throwdown. Jamie Eisenberg will join us from CBS Sports, and we will get into some fantasy football. Talk some more NFL football, but from a fantasy standpoint. And what August is rolling along right now. Preseason is here, which means preseason football means fantasy football. Means fantasy football drafts are rapidly approaching right now as well. We're going to, we'll put together a couple of leagues. I'm not going to get too crazy. In the past, we've had like 4 leagues and stuff. I've been part of like 4 or 5 leagues. I'm thinking like 2, because I play a lot of DFS too. And we're going to talk DFS football. We'll talk DFS football. We'll have like, our weekly lineup and stuff like that that we'll put together. I enjoy playing DFS football, swing for the fences. So speaking of swinging for the fences, it's go time. Football is here. We're 1-0 in the NFL preseason. We're 1-1 in the CFL. All right, so the Olympics are winding down, but it's getting important right now. Tomorrow night, real cool stuff. So the USA and France, men's basketball. And on last night's program, we discussed, we hit the under last night in the USA and Australia. We lost with the Aussies, and it's stupid to try to play both. I got greedy. Didn't really even like Australia. I liked the under in that game. So, and then, we discussed the France game, France and Slovenia, and all good things come to an end, including Luka Doncic's 17-0 run with the Slovenians. A hell of a basketball game. Like, just super intense. Like, man, the Slovenians brought it, and France, like, it was just freaking epic. Epic stuff. You saw the emotion of Luka Doncic after the basketball game. But it's going to be pretty cool because tomorrow night the basketball game's at 10:30 Eastern time. So we'll be coming on in the fourth quarter type of deal. And it's go time right now. It's go time. A lot of our futures that we gave you guys, and I know that people are actually real bettors that bet this stuff. I know the Hammer Dawn guys all have big money on Japan to win a gold medal in baseball as well. That's going up. We could discuss whether we could hedge. We could. I don't really want to. I'm not going to, I guess. I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn. USA are even plus money, so we really could do this. I got 500 on Japan. I could put a little on the USA and get away with a profit no matter what, but it's not really my style, right? If anything, I should just bet on Japan minus 160 in a game as well. So we got Japan and USA baseball We've got Canada and Sweden, gold medal soccer. Unfortunately, Damian Warner won the decathlon gold, cash it, and Canada has already gone over 4.5, so we don't have to sweat out the soccer team winning gold to win that bet. Yet I believe in these girls. I believe in them, and I think they are going to win gold. The late night anger management class. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabe Morency. It's level 2. Football is here. Pittsburgh Steelers punched the Dallas Cowboys in the mouth. 16-3 was the final score. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, a pretty successful preseason coach, and the Steelers were just much more consistent and solid throughout the evening than the Dallas Cowboys were. So the first game of the National Football League preseason is in the books. Unfortunately, we've got to wait. All right, like we've got to wait. It's not like, all right, who's playing tomorrow in the National Football League? We've got to wait until next week, but then everybody's up next week, all right? Everybody's up, and including, so it's next Thursday. We got to wait a week for this. And we've got the Washington football team and the New England Patriots. All you need to know about preseason numbers right now, the Washington football team are 2.5-point road favorites. Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers just played. Now they're going to be playing the Philadelphia Eagles next Thursday night. We'll get into this through the week next week and stuff. Now, you all know we were on the Steelers tonight, but a lot of times teams that play in the Hall of Fame game, they're not down with the game the next week. They're playing too many preseason games. They don't like it. They've already played one game. They're already a little beat up. It's an angle to keep your eye on. So, just for the record, we'll start to get into it. The Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions. The Buffalo Bills are minus 2.5. Listen, I know it's a preseason game, and quite frankly, the worst team generally wins more than the better team in the regular season records in the preseason, if you know what I mean. But this is a little advanced scouting here right now. Even though it's a preseason game, I guarantee you the Buffalo Bills will not be 2.5-point favorites next Thursday against the Detroit Lions. What is it, Friday? Thursday? I think it's next Friday. So it'll go up. Like, Johnny come lately will start to bet. Tonight was the Hall of Fame game, was kind of the hardcores. Next week, like, NFL football will be prevalent. It's going to be in everyone's faces because every team is going to be playing. And everyone knows Detroit sucks. And Detroit don't have any depth. They can't get Jared Goff killed. I don't know who the hell are the Detroit Lion backup quarterbacks. And if you're the Buffalo Bills, you know who the Buffalo Bill backup is, who's going to have to get some reps to learn the offense. Mitch Trubisky. Hey, I don't...
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Gym sessions and sweaty summer activities are back, which means more funky smells in your clothes because sweat leaves behind bacteria that causes those hard-to-remove odors. Clorox fabric sanitizer products are ready to zap the stink out of fabrics in your home by getting rid of 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Eliminate odors in every load or sanitize fabrics between washes with one of our fabric sanitizer products. Search fabric sanitizer at Clorox.com to learn more. When it counts, trust Clorox. Use as directed.
Thursday Night Throwdown. It's the Windy City Sports Report. Is Julio ready to lay it down yet? Big card Julio in the house? Big card Julio Rosario. A lot of stuff to get to. We're fired up for some football. Chicago Bear football. We got Chicago White Sox baseball. Don't want to talk about the Cubs. Nothing to talk about the Cubs. But I tell you what, the White Sox aren't exactly lighting it up right now. But we got the Olympics as well. And I know, you know what? No one's talked more Olympics than I have. I've talked more Olympics than NBC, who has the damn rights to the games. But I've been so, damn locked in with this football, CFL football, NFL preseason football. But let's set the stage. We got some overnight Olympic action. I know Julio loves to lay it down as well. So let's go over the schedule. My main man, Julio, Chicago. What's going on, Julio? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Morenzi. Sweating the under in the USA Women's Serbia match right now. Also have a couple of USA Women's Volleyball in some parlays. So it's sad that the Olympics are coming to an end, my friend. But for those who have listened to you and others, made some pretty good money over the last couple of weeks.
Hey, you know what? It's still to be decided, to be honest. We've been crushing it. There's been a lot of wins along the way. Andre DeGrasse winning at plus 470 was definitely the highlight so far for betting purposes, for me at least. But it's crunch time right now, bro. Like a lot of these futures that I played are still alive, like almost all of them. Like I've got the Netherlands women's field hockey. They're playing at like 3 in the morning tonight, 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 in the morning West Coast time. Against, I think it's Argentina. They're minus 350 favorites, right? So is it Argentina or Australia? Whatever. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff now, but whatever. So I've got the women's field hockey. I got that in. We'll get to the Spain soccer game in a minute. I got Spain to win gold. I've got that in. I've got Japan to win baseball gold. We're sweating. We're waiting that one out. And a couple of these are significant plays as well. If we could end strong, Julio, and I tell you, we were on France last night. We had the money line. We had Luka Doncic under 28.5. We're getting on a little bit of roll. And, of course, we got Canada and Sweden coming up. Soccer, man. So a lot of stuff to get to tonight, Julio. How was your night? Did you bet on the preseason tonight?
Bet the under in the preseason game, and I was watching more of the CFL action. Great call on the under as well, Gabe. I had the first half under in Hamilton, Winnipeg, and the full game under with a couple of in-game unders as well. So I tell you what, the
quality of play was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was good. It was enjoyable to actually watch competitive football compared to preseason. It beats betting or sweating a terrible baseball game. And I noticed something for the first time in about 5 or 6 years of watching Canadian football here in the States. I don't know if you noticed this as well, if you were preoccupied or any of your audience who watched the game tonight. At halftime on TSN, the main presenter said, "Oh, and by the way, the line at the half is Hamilton 5.5." The first time I've ever heard that in a professional football game, Canadian or here in the States, where someone on the main network feed gave you an in-game line to a game. That's the future of what we're headed to, my friend, with sports betting locked up with these leagues.
Yeah, dude, but the NBA has it. You ever watch a Washington Wizard game, bro? Like the entire game, it's all they're doing. Hey,
well, yeah.
Right now, you can bet that. Look at the NBA. Look at the NBA. You have Kenny Smith and Barkley giving FanDuel props before the game starts.
Yeah, we're starting to see that. It's quite crazy. Now we're seeing it with football. I'd be, dude, one of these, Julio, maybe this year we'll see it with the NFL.
Julio, we did this on the Score 15 years ago.
Exactly, and I was thinking about you guys where someone needs, if you guys don't have an agent, we need to get you guys in front of the Canadian Football League again, re-pitch the idea. I think it would be a massive hit across Canada.
There's less chance now than that. But, yeah, we did it years ago. I remember we used to do the NCAA tournament. We had the rights for it. It was pretty cool. And we had NCAA coaches, Julio, come up, right, into the studio. And some of them we become buddies with. Like I became buddies with Rick Majerus. I hung out with Rick Majerus like for a week, just me and Rick all the time. We hit it off. So I was on TV. We're doing the hits with Rick Majerus and Mick Cronin, and Mike Jarvis. So they all said the same thing. They were doing the games, and there was point spreads up on the screen. There was point spreads up on our screen. We had a ticker with point spreads, and we talk about point spreads at the breaks and stuff. And they were like, wow, that's amazing. They were like, and they all knew it was the future. It's like 15 years ago. They all said the same thing. They're all like, yeah, even the coaches said. So the only reason everyone watches this stuff is to bet on it. And they were all laughing, sort of, right? And word of no lie, so we also had the NBA rights in the old days. And once like David Stern told like the network, you guys are going a little bit too far now, basically. You know what I mean? You're like, we don't mind. You got a ticker up with odds, but you're talking a lot during the breaks, and all your hosts always talk about gambling and stuff. And David Stern left the room. And Adam Silver was there, and Mark Cuban was there. And they all said to the guy, it's a true story. They all basically said, listen, Stern's going to be gone in like 2 or 3 years, and we're all in on gambling. So they said, we're all in on this. And they said, keep up doing what you're doing. One day it'll all be like that. So it's funny now. People always get surprised. Oh, I can't believe. And let me tell you, TSN, bro, that does the CFL, it's like the safest, most boring network in the history of the world. All right, they make like Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury seem edgy. All right? The only reason they're doing it because they need the damn money. They resisted that crap for years, bro. They just need the money. They don't even like it. I guarantee you, I got to read this. Yeah, it's for money, bro. Like, I wouldn't pat them on the
radio station, the radio station I worked at in Chicago, they do live reads all the time, FanDuel, et cetera, and like, oh, there's nothing I like more than talking about sports betting. And here I'm like, you don't even bet. You don't know anything about betting. You're just doing it for money. But yeah, it's going to be bombarded in all these leagues in the years to come. It's quite fascinating. Although no one's doing it for the Olympics on NBC. We need CBC or NBC to hire Gabe Morency to break down India's significance in winning field hockey.
Well, I tell you what, considering NBC's ratings are like cut in half of what they normally are for whatever reason, that they probably should include gambling. Like, you know what I mean? If they want to get viewers, it totally would. 100%. I guarantee you. Like, why do you think the UFC does it? You think the UFC does this for like no reason on ESPN? Every time there's a fighter, they come in the cage, and it used to say in the old days, it just say from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right? Like, and the fighter. Now it says Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, plus 160. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. Like, you know what I mean? From Hollywood, Florida, minus 240. Fort Lauderdale, minus 220. And they know. Like, dude, I swear to God. Like, and the Olympics, we can't do that for the Olympics. If you want to get viewers, you should. Like, when people would be watching the skateboarding next to the names, plus 250, plus 300. If you can bet on it, you can watch it. It's been established. That's interesting, Julio. We'll see if in like 8 years or how long it takes for the Olympics to accept a sports book as their sponsor. They'll do it if you pay them enough. Bring it. They run. Crucify. Let it be done.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Gym sessions and sweaty summer activities are back, which means more funky smells in your clothes because sweat leaves behind bacteria that causes those hard-to-remove odors. Clorox fabric sanitizer products are ready to zap the stink out of fabrics in your home by getting rid of 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Eliminate odors in every load or sanitize fabrics between washes with one of our fabric sanitizer products. Search fabric sanitizer at Clorox.com to learn more. When it counts, trust Clorox. Use as directed.
And you know what? It'll be nice having a little extra cash to bet on college football. Yeah, I'd like to bet $100.
You want to pick a team?
No, just take it.
Yeah, I want to bet on some diving. Who you want to take? I want to take Yang Jian. Men's platform, 10 meters. All right, let's get into the Olympics. We got Big Card Julio. Look forward to Julio's take on these soccer matches. But let's start off. So let's just see what's coming up here right now that we can get in on. So as I stated, we've got men's diving, 10-meter platform. I swear to God, Julio, that's one sport, bro, that I watch and I sort of cringe every time they jump. Their damn heads come so close to that board, bro, every time. And I don't know if you guys remember, but it happened. Who was it? Was it Greg Louganis?
Greg Louganis. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Greg Lee, wasn't it? Dude, it was ugly, guys. He jumped off like the top, the big platform, and he did the flipping. He smashed his head, man. There's blood everywhere, and he tumbles into the pool from like 10 meters in the air. It's not pretty. And I swear to God, bro, and they got to come close because of the form and everything. I was watching the women the other night, and there was one girl. I was like, "Dear God, your head came close to the concrete there." It ain't wood. It's like, I don't know. It's some hardcore stuff, man. But it's prelims. It's not finals. I wanted to get in it, but it's prelims. I think how long is the meet going to take?
Yeah, it's one of those sports as a kid, even to present day. I agree with you, Morency, where it's so cringeworthy. And it's one of those, if you try, smoking for the first time and you watch that sport, you're cringing even more. It's one of those sports where it's literally inches, centimeters, so close. No thanks.
Bro, when I was, they have an Olympic pool at Montreal. There was the Olympics there. So when I was a kid, after we went, to the pool and stuff, you used to have, trips to the Olympics, whatever. And I did it, Julio. I jumped off, the highest, Olympic type thing. It was close. They told us not to do it. We weren't supposed to do it, right? It was a different level, for us, and we just did it. We went up, and let me tell you, bro, I'll never do that again in my life. I don't know what I was thinking. I'd be scared out of my mind up there now. I remember even climbing the ladder up there, you realize, you're like, damn, this is high. And once you're up there, you jump. I swear, bro, I tumbled, I didn't do anything pretty, man. And I'm flying through the air. And it's jumping off 10 stories or something, Julio. It really is, and higher. It's jumping off a building, bro. You're flying through the air forever, and then you land. I remember my back was all red after and stuff. It was a lot of fun, though. Would you jump off the top platform right now?
No, I would not. I don't even think I'd get halfway up the ladder climbing all the way to the top. No chance in hell. No chance.
Yeah. I'll admit I did it before, but I wouldn't do it now. I'm a bigger wimp now. I admit it. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. I'd be like, I'll break something. I'm not going to break my neck jumping off this diving platform. All right, so that's coming up. We got some prelim action. Oh, boy. Men's water polo. Semifinal action. Greece versus Hungary. Wow.
I'm taking the Hungarians. Minus 112. I'm taking the Hungarians, Gabe.
I can't argue with you. I watched Greece play. Listen, Hungary are damn good, man. Hungary are very good. I watched Greece play, and I took Greece the other night against somebody. We gave them on the show. But, they were good, but I could tell they weren't, quite elite. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree. What's the total? Let me see this. What's the total? I think you're on.
I think it was 18 or 18 or I think it was 18 or 19 and a half the last time I checked before coming on the show with you. But I think Hungary, short price, strong favorite, late stages of the tournament. I'm going to take the Hungarians.
All right, so I agree. How come I don't say? Here's the total: 17 and a half. I'm not going to mess with the total. I'll take the Hungarians to win as well. What about Italy and USA?
If I played that, it'd have to be on the spread. I think it was 2.5. So I take the Italians at 2.5. But maybe the homer in me might just take USA at the nice 2 to 3 to 1 value.
All right, so the Serbia's favored to win it all. Serbia's favorite to win it all. Spain's
I've got a nice parlay
choice
for you. It would be Serbia to win water polo and the Netherlands women's field hockey to win gold later this morning, plus 252.
Yeah, I already have the Netherlands women. I took them before the Olympics started, so I don't want to double up, but I hear where you're going with it. I can't argue with your pick. Yeah, so Serbia's favorite to win. USA, Italy's consolation. Serbia's favorite to win it all. I'll go with you, though. I'll ride the Hungarians. Let's do it. So I'll jump in. Nice pick and play here on the Hungarians, some water polo. All right, so what do we got here? All right, we got cycling, track, women's. Have you bet any of that? That's the one event I have not bet. I have not bet any cycling.
I have not bet any cycling. I don't think I've watched a second of cycling. It's one of those sports that handball where I'd watch. I just don't have a good sense or feel like, well, what the hell am I doing? Especially with cycling.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I won on a hammer throw the other night. You think I know anything about the hammer throw? I know, I swear to God. I watched it for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, that guy's kind of better than everyone. And I looked, I'm like, oh, what are his odds? I was like, wow, it's only minus 140. I'm like, all right. Like, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to jump in on this, and I will fully admit this right now. But this is the beautiful thing about betting on the Olympics. I'm going to take the Netherlands, Julio. This is coming up, too, in about an hour. I'm going to take the Netherlands women minus 150 to win Track Madison.
That's cycling?
Yeah.
Track Madison?
What is a Track Madison? I don't know. Sounds like, is that a chick's name? Guy, it sounds like an anchor. Hi, I'm Track. I'm Track
Here's
Madison.
Track Madison with weather.
Exactly. Hey, Track. Sounds like a Fox News on the 5. And we welcome Track Madison to. What is Track? What is this? Track Madison. What does that even mean? Cycle Madison. Cycle competitions. What is this? All right, here it is. It's a relay race. All right. It's a relay race event in track cycling named after the first Madison Square Garden in New York. Wow.
Okay.
Who would have said? Wow. Well, kiss my grits. I'd never known this. Yeah, I like learning this stuff. Wow. No idea.
Throughout this Olympics, Gabe, watching field hockey or all these other sports, I'm like, man, I wish in more of the what we call flyover states in the country that some of these sports would be a little more popular, where you'd have a professional volleyball league or professional cycling league similar to the old roller derby.
I'd bet.
Yeah, exactly. Water polo. Yeah, I bet on it. I'm sure people in, say, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or Casper, Wyoming, would pack the arenas to see women's handball on a Friday night with $5 beers or something like that. I think it'd be a hit.
Last night, Julio, this is one sport, guys, and I did bet on it. I put $15 on it, dude, and plus money. I got to say, though, I was thoroughly entertained by it. Sport climbing. You know, do you see the sport climbing, Julio?
I have not watched any of the sports. I think I saw maybe like a 10-second highlight, but I sort of just
like they have like, it's sort of like, you know, like the kids, what do they call it? The party, like the psychos that jump off of buildings and like, you know what I mean? They'll run and do flips in the air and like land and like, it's sort of that. Yeah. It's real cool. Like, so there's sort of grips on these walls, but it's not just a simple wall, climbing a wall, bro. Like, it's like they have these weird side angles and stuff, and you got to do it fast, man. I was like, holy crap, this is cool. Like they're jumping around from one thing to another and trying to get to the top. Very, very cool. It was entertaining. That's all you can add. I was like, wow, this is actually entertaining. But I don't think I want to bet on it again. You know, I do have a play here, Julio, and this is from my eyeball test. And I warned everyone about handball. And I know it's tough betting in-game handball, but I thought Denmark were going to win handball coming into this, all right? From my research and stuff, it seemed like the Danes were the favorites, and they were the best at this, and Denmark were the team to beat in handball. So Denmark got to the final. They're in the final. They're playing against France. I watched the France-Egypt match last night, handball. And let me tell you, like, Egypt were kind of upstarts to get this far, but they gave France all they can handle. And I won with France last night, but I don't think France is going to beat Denmark, bro. Denmark, it's like a pick 'em, but it's like minus 140 type thing. 150, 138, 140 in that range. But I believe Denmark will beat France, Julio, for the gold medal in men's handball. Like I said, they were the team to beat coming in. I watched France, and I don't pretend to be a handball expert, but I don't like their style. Like, they throw from too far away. There's all skill. Like, Egypt were sort of pushing them around a bit and stuff. And France, like I said, I think Denmark are this more complete handball team.
I've got that written down. I'll take the Danes in the gold medal.
Yeah, I'm going to put $100 on it right now. I'm not putting $500 on every one of these plays. I'll put $100 on it right now. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. More with Julio on the other side.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Gym sessions and sweaty summer activities are back, which means more funky smells in your clothes because sweat leaves behind bacteria that causes those hard-to-remove odors. Clorox fabric sanitizer products are ready to zap the stink out of fabrics in your home by getting rid of 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Eliminate odors in every load or sanitize fabrics between washes with one of our fabric sanitizer products. Search fabric sanitizer at Clorox.com to learn more. When it counts, trust Clorox. Use as directed.
To Sports Rage Late Night with Gabe Morency on Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM Channel 204.
Welcome to the bullpen day. Hello? Hi. Derek, this indoor soccer is a new sport. Could you tell us something about it?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. It's soccer played indoors, like in a hockey rink. Sort of soccer hockey.
Boy, that's an interesting combination. Well, what are the rules?
I don't know, really. I don't care.
I see. How does your team look?
Mostly Venezuelan.
Great.
Speaking of soccer, let's talk soccer. Late night anger management class. This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. We're kicking it. Julio Rosario joining us from the Windy City. It's the Windy City Sports Report, although it's really the late night DGen report right now because it's the Olympics. But we got soccer coming up. So let's do this, Julio. And Matthias, we'll get Matthias's opinions here. Let's get some numbers up. Before we get to the women's game, we've got the bronze medal game. So we've got the bronze medal between Japan and Mexico. Japan is the underdog. Mexico's the favorite. The draw is like plus 225. Japan are in the plus 200 range. And you got Mexico plus 135 in regulation. Let me get just to hoist the, let's see, who to finish third. So, all right, Mexico minus 135, Japan plus 100 to win the bronze medal. Throw out the regulation, everything. Who you got, Julio? Japan, Mexico. You betting this one?
I'm betting this one. Both teams have been goal scorers throughout the tournament. I'm not looking for a winner. I'm just looking for goals, Morency. Give me both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in a parlay at plus 102. So I'd be satisfied with a 2-1, 2-2, 3-1 type match. But I do see goals in this bronze medal game.
Man, I knew you were going to say that. You love both teams to score all the time, and I know right now Matthias is just going to tell us he likes Mexico. Who do you like, Matthias?
Yeah.
Who do you like, Matthias?
No, Julio's on the money right now with his pick because I expect goals as well. The last time these two teams played each other was in the group stage. Japan won 2-1. Japan also scored the first 2 goals in the first couple of minutes of the game, and then Mexico scored 1 and possessed the game. They just couldn't get another goal. I think Mexico and Japan will tie today at 2-2 and go to extra time. I like the tie right now. There will be goals.
Well, all right, so you're both saying goals, and I tell you what, I think Japan are going to be right in this as well. I can see high drama. What do you think, Julio, about the draw after 90 minutes?
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, it's a bronze medal game. Both countries are going to be hungry to walk away with a medal. Yeah, I could see it even being 1-1 going into extra time. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever. And if you're going to go that route, you might as well. I'm going to do this for the Canadian Sweden game. But look at the correct score market: 1-1, 2-2. Get some good value.
Man, I think this game's going to come down to the wire. I'd like to get Japan plus a goal, but it's too expensive. And I'm not sure Japan are actually going to win the bronze medal, but I think they're going to be in this. I guess, you know what? We could roll the dice on, we could take Japan and draw at minus 188, Julio. So Japan to win or a draw at minus 188. Or I could roll the dice at a drop. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Japan to win or a draw. What do you think, Matthias? If it goes, listen, Japan upsets them, then hey, I don't get the nice plus money. But if it's a draw, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about what happens going to extra time and penalty kicks. That's what I'm doing. Japan or draw. All right. So what about the men's championship here, Julio? Brazil and Spain. And this one is I'm in a quagmire here, Family Guy style, in the sense that I've got Spain to win, Julio, at plus 200 before the Olympics started. All right, so I've got them to win before the Olympics started. I don't like hedging, though, and I don't have a massive play on this. So who do you think is going to win, Julio? Brazil or Spain? And let's not start with the match. Who do you think is going to win the gold medal, one way or the other?
I think Brazil's going to win the gold medal, whether it's in the 90 or not. I think Brazil will capture the gold medal over Spain.
Everybody thinks so. They're minus 122. I could hedge, but I'm not hedge.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. I think you're in a good position. It's like, why hedge and lay juice with Brazil? The only way you do it is to take them in the 90 minutes, and that's within, plus 120, 122 range.
No,
I think you're in a good position.
Like plus 170, plus 160. Plus 160, there you go, yeah. Brazil, yeah. Everybody likes Brazil. It's funny, though. And I think you guys are guilty of this. I know Matthias, you said, Spain's going to win a gold medal for sure. They've got 6 guys from the Euro team. They're going to kill everybody.
I'm still going with that.
Are you going to tell me you're sticking to your guns?
I'm sticking to it, Gabe. They're going to possess the ball. This is going to be the first time all tournament long where Brazil will not hold the possession and they will be playing on their back foot. They haven't played a team like Spain yet. They like to possess the ball. And you know what? They're not going to beat the Spaniards in the possession game. I'll tell you that much.
I think Spain saved their best for last as well, Matthias. This is where they dial it up a notch.
This will be the first time we're right.
I think they dial it up a notch. And listen, I don't have to take them. The only thing is, whatever. They're plus 200 in regulation. So I got Spain at plus 200. They're minus 104 right now to hoist to win gold. So I got value. I'm not going to hedge, Julio. What about goals, Julio? This game, there's not going to be a lot of goals in. This game, I'm going under. But dear God, it's minus 250 under 2.5. Wow. They know.
You could parlay maybe under 2.5 Brazil, Spain with under 2.5 Sweden, Canada in the women's final this morning. That could be a play. A part of me thinks Brazil, if they're going to win the gold, they have to capture a goal in the first half. They have to put the foot to the pedal early and try to either attack Spain within the first 25 minutes or at least capture a first-half goal. It could be one of those cagey 0-0 going into extra time, but a part of me thinks Brazil will get at least a goal, and if that's the case, then game's on.
Yeah. I see everyone in our chat. We've got a lot of smart smoker guys. Kyle Johnson says 2-0. The closer, Chris Ventura. What's up, my man Ventura? Spain just ticky-tack all around. I can't disagree. And anyone knows, Ventura, and I bitch about this to Matthias, and I bitch about this on the air. Spain are frustrating to watch. I'm watching these guys play the Egyptians, and they're Julio. They don't take shots on goal. They're passing it around. It's like, good for you. Got the ball for 90% of the time, but you don't do anything with it, right? And it's like, it is ticky-tack, and it's frustrating. But you notice as the tournament has gone on, and against Cote d'Ivoire, you saw that it was like, boom, you know what I mean? They scored. All right, we need more goals. They turned it up a notch. And Spain do have the veteran experience. And I think it's a great point that Matthias pointed out. Brazil used to having a possession themselves. I just think Spain are better, and they've saved their best for last. I don't disagree, Venture. You want to talk about firepower and glitz and stuff, but Spain are more solid than Brazil are. Who's going to make a mistake first? Hey, Matthias? I think Brazil makes the mistake first before Spain does in this spot with a gold medal on the line.
They made mistakes against Mexico, and their goalie saved them, Gabe. Their goalie saved Brazil. They could be playing in the bronze medal match. He made some great saves on the counterattack.
What do you think, Julio?
Yeah, I think Brazil will make a mistake in the back in the defensive end that could lead to an easy Spain goal. Yeah, tiki-taka has worked for Spain. It's a perfect sort of tournament-style football that has led them to the success in their federation over the last decade or two. It's going to be it's what you expected in this men's soccer tournament, right? The two best teams meet each other in the final, and we'll see which whether it's the glitz and glamour of Brazil or the tiki-taka sort of kill you by 1,000 passes style with Spain. It should be a fun final.
So just for the record, people are asking if we actually are going to take Yang Jian. Yes, we did. We did take him. Why not? Small play. Men's platform. It's coming up in 10 minutes. So we're not.
There's only one show. There's only one show that's breaking down the men's platform. I don't care what sports betting network says they're the best. No one's breaking down the platform like Gabe Morenzi in Sports Rage.
Well, I appreciate it, but let's not give too much credit. We're not breaking it down. We're just degenerates betting it. We're breaking down the soccer, but we're just betting. We broke down the water polo. We know what we're talking about, a little water polo. But, man, I'm fascinated. It's going to be a hell of a game. Hell of a game, Brazil. Listen, Brazil won the gold medal last time. They're not winning back-to-back gold medals in the Olympics. They won in Brazil. Good for them. They're not winning back-to-back, and this is Spain's time. Spain's got this is Spain's time.
And not to mention, Spain, a lot of people have high marks for Spain's next generation, which is this current group, and a little bit under for the next European Championship, the next World Cup, or maybe the next two World Cups. So, I mean, this Spain team is for real, and they've got a talented group that can lead them to some success in the coming years.
All right, so as Julio stated, we are the most hardcore degenerate show in the nation. So we've got Yang Jian in the men's platform, 10-meter diving platform. We're on Team Netherlands coming up in about half an hour. Cycling, women's cycling, relay. Madison Final, it's called. And named after Madison Square Garden because I guess they used to have bike races there. See, you learn something new every night if you tune into this show. So, and hopefully we win. So give me man, you don't mess with those Netherlands chicks. Those girls can ride. All right, so even I know that. Give me the Netherlands to win the cycling, minus 150 coming up. We got a little bit later on, track and field, 20 km women's walk. That's lame, man. It's like they do a little hip shuffle and stuff. I don't like ripping on any Olympic athlete or anything. They're all great and stuff, but like, I watched it. I bet it last night. I was like, God, this is like, all right. Yeah, I mean, I lasted like 5 minutes watching it. Handball women's coming up. I'm not forcing the bet there. Karate. Semifinals. Little karate action, Julio?
I've got a bet in wrestling. It's 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Dan Stevens, the American, plus 120 to win the men's freestyle 125 kilogram group. Dan Stevens, the American, plus 120. He's taking on a man from Georgia. I'm not going to butcher the Georginian's last name, but take the American, Dan Stevens, plus 120 to win gold, men's freestyle 125.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been betting a lot of wrestling because of that. All those guys from Georgia and Kazakhstan, you don't want to mess with those guys, bro. I mean, a lot of the wrestling too is like minus 600, minus 700. But I like where you're going with that. I'm not going to question it. All right, more with Julio. I will look forward to Julio's take. So Julio on the other side will hit Canada and Sweden. Women's gold medal on the line. Late night anger management class. Sweden are favorites. Big game. Big game.
SportsGrid.com. Betting insights and entertainment at your fingertips 24/7 as our team covers the most important topics in sports wagering. Real-time odds, predictive betting models, expert picks, and more. Want the edge? Then get on the grid. SportsGrid.com.
Gym sessions and sweaty summer activities are back, which means more funky smells in your clothes because sweat leaves behind bacteria that causes those hard-to-remove odors. Clorox fabric sanitizer products are ready to zap the stink out of fabrics in your home by getting rid of 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Eliminate odors in every load or sanitize fabrics between washes with one of our fabric sanitizer products. Search fabric sanitizer at Clorox.com to learn more. When it counts, trust Clorox. Use as directed.
Want to come with me and Wally to the Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. My favorite team's in it. The Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, ever since I was a boy, I've always loved the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they're good, but I wouldn't count out the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I hear that President Clinton is going to be watching with his wife, Hillary.
Man, we had all these winners tonight. I'm looking at my account. I'm like, why is my account so low suddenly? I'm like, oh, yeah. I just bet on Madison Cycling. We didn't even know what Madison Cycling was a couple of minutes ago. And we bet on the men's diving platform. And we're betting on some water polo. We're taking Hungary. We got big card Julio. So, Julio, Sweden and Canada. Let me tell you, it's a big game. Like, you look at men's soccer in Canada. It hasn't been good over the years. They haven't made the World Cup since 1986. And it's too bad Alphonso Davies was injured. But you saw, man, they took Mexico to the brink in hostile territory in the Gold Cup. The Canadian women, it's funny because they're very popular, the Canadian women. Like, the TV ratings are big and stuff. Christine St. Clair is one of the best female soccer players ever from any country. Like, she's a pro legend and stuff. So respected. Canada have won bronze medals, all right, at the last two Olympics. So Canada always sort of is like third type of thing, right? They don't, they're ranked 8th in the world, but that's too low. They're better than that. And they've won bronze. So they beat the United States for the first time in 36 matches. I didn't even realize it was that much the other day, Julio. 36 matches, 20 years. Dude, I don't know if you remember, but they came back against Brazil. And penalty kicks, and it was a dramatic win, and you could just tell these girls will not be stopped, Julio. I was watching them and like, all right, we got a break coming up. We'll get Julio out in a couple minutes on the other side, but I was like, these girls won't be stopped. And I knew they were going to beat the United States, and they did. And now they get Sweden. Canada has 5 wins in 23 all-time meetings with Sweden, but 12 of these defeats occurred between 1987 and 2012. It means nothing. All right, but they are winless in the last 3, includes the 2019 Women's World Cup. Sweden beat Canada with a 1-0 win. Canada beat Sweden in 2017 1-0. Take the under, people. We'll wrap up with Julio on the side.